of the letter here is 2009, but the area code on the footnote from the doctor's office is area code 716. The problem is that Rochester's zip area code, I say zip code there, but that's an error. Area code changed from 716 to 585 in 2001. What can I say? So the consequences of this misconduct was that she resigned. She had resigned already. The institution had to go back and make additional findings. She agreed to a 7-year debarment from receiving grants, and she agreed to retract 2 papers. The bottom line, it is important to require that everyone keeps original data, among other things. But computer forensics is also a nice little addition to this. Now, the last case is Eric Pullman. This long-term contact is it's the only case for ORI where in cooperation with the Justice Department, where scientists went to jail. He's a noted scientist at the University of Vermont, very highly paid, very supported by one of the NIH grants. He supposedly collected data from hundreds of volunteers in a longitudinal study of aging. And what that means is that he had many volunteers coming in from the Berlin, Vermont area that participated in these metabolic studies, and then he would bring them back on average 5 to 6 years later to repeat the same set of studies to see what metabolic markers changed with aging. It's a more powerful way to look at studies than what we call cross-sectional studies, where we're simply comparing as best you can control groups of younger versus older people. You get a more robust, at least the theory is, more robust result by studying the same people at different times. So a technician in 2000 alleged that he had falsified some data. Vermont secured the data very well, conducted an excellent institutional review, inquiry report, found problems with multiple papers and many grant applications. Nearly all clinical data was in spreadsheets, and so you could get versions that were before Dr. Pullman had access to them versus those that were later. It showed a lot of discrepancies, not across the board, but only in certain metabolic fields, metabolic markers, where Dr. Pullman wanted to write papers, things like cholesterol and glucose and other things. Metabolic, total energy consumption, that sort of thing. So the investigation report made over 30 findings of misconduct. ORI reviewed additional NIH grant applications and ultimately made a total of 56 misconduct findings and recommended rejection of 10 papers. This is an example of some of the falsified and fabricated data that we found. The 2 columns on the left are labeled TEE1 and TEE2 are values that were real and collected at visit 1 and first visit, and TEE2 were collected on an average of about 6 years later on the same people. These are values for total energy expenditure, very complicated assay to do, and it requires calls for deuterated water, heavy water it's called. And it was a very short supply during the earlier part of the study. So when he got a hold of the original database, which is on the left, he made the changes that you see outlined in color code. The blue lines, blue boxes, are fabricated because there was no data in the original spreadsheet. The red lines, because the 2 results that were obtained were contradictory to his hypothesis, were reversals. So if we put TEE value 1 for TEE value 2, so that's a double falsification. So this is some of this falsified fabricated data. There's much more of it. This is only a small fraction of reversed all the values, or most of them, which is why you see such a block of red here. Massive amounts of misconduct in other areas, including effects on aging, on lipid metabolism, effects of aging on hormone replacement therapy, effects of age on menopause transition, effects of endurance training on resting metabolism, and studies on Alzheimer's disease. All these areas, many of which were brought up by ORI because we were able to get more of a grant from NIH than Vermont did. When we finished or nearing our completion of our research, the Justice Department got involved because they had heard of the case earlier. Lawyers came down to ORI and we spent 2 days talking about our results. They decided that Professor Pullman warranted criminal and civil charges, and after his attorney saw some of those graphs that I just showed you, when the attorney showed Pullman's attorney that, he immediately agreed to negotiate a global settlement with the government. That included everything that ORI wished, which was a lifetime debarment and retraction of 10 papers. And we also sort of put my running ahead here, but he cheated for 10 years and stole, effectively misspent millions of dollars of money. False clinical data affected human health. Possible criminal charges in the grand jury investigation led to a settlement agreement, and he pled guilty to a felony charge. I was not there for that, but I was there for all the earlier work. Civil settlement for $196,000. Unlike what I said earlier about grants going to the university, Justice Department typically, when there's financial fraud in a grant, will ask the university to reimburse. In this case, because the fraud was by the scientist, the Justice Department went after his personal savings account and basically took it all. And so he agreed to retract 10 papers. Not all were retracted, he agreed to write those letters. So the consequences of this case were that he resigned, junior colleagues and institutional reputations were damaged. Volunteers in Vermont were very upset to hear about this case. It did impact human health to some degree. Erosion of public trust in science, and given the exceptionally serious nature of the case, he was sentenced to a year in jail. The New York Times wrote the following: a committed cheater can elude detection for years by playing on trust and the self-interest of his or her colleagues. So the outcome of institution ORI investigations includes the following: the need to assign responsibility, identify the person who actually committed research misconduct, determine if the PI knew of RM or research misconduct. If this is redundant, it's redundant on purpose. I want to make this very clear. Or if the PI created a culture, the laboratory of RMs were widespread in his or her lab. All these are issues that have to be dealt with during investigations. Make recommendation that papers are retracted. Administer sanctions that may include supervision while being supported by public health service funds, or in more serious cases involves federal-wide debarment of grants. And as I said, all individuals found with misconduct are not allowed to participate in any advisory capacity to the public health service during the term of the administrative actions, which are typically 3 years. For Pullman, as I said, it's lifetime, but there are some that was 7 years. For Simmons, I think it was 5 years, whatever. So more serious cases that are longer period of time. We have to justify those longer periods, by the way, so we don't do it automatically. And I'm very, very rare occasions, HHS, but not ORI, may seek to recover funds. So in conclusion, research misconduct occurs at all major research institutions and countries. It should be dealt with promptly, objectively, confidentially, and fairly. Confidentially is a big deal for ORI because we respect by U.S. federal law. We cannot divulge the names of witnesses, complainants, and we remain completely confidential about whatever is going on during the course of the investigation. So we can't even talk about it. We can't even acknowledge that we have a case. There's a strange phrase in English called glomarize. And it means that when you glomarize something, you can neither confirm nor deny that something happens, right? So when people call us up and say, are you investigating Dr. X? Because it was in the paper the other day. And I always had to say, I can neither confirm or deny that we're investigating Dr. X. So that's what confidentiality is all about, designed to protect people's privacy. And moving forward, the use of forensic software for determining inappropriate image manipulation and plagiarism has been a big factor and will continue to be so. Enhanced education on responsible conduct research is critical. And attention to, I'm not saying here, but attention to adequate ways in which principal investigators and senior scientists can minimize misconduct by being better mentors and looking at data more carefully and being suspicious a little bit, not automatically trusting everybody. So establishment of adequate procedures to handle possible research misconduct is critical. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John, for the wonderful lecture. So we have still some time for discussions and questions and comments on John's lecture. Perhaps I can begin to ask you. So ORI actually only responded to the allegations. Nobody raised the issue. ORI does not actively go out and investigate some cases.
No. First of all, we don't have the resources to actively, we cannot actively investigate ourselves. In the early days of ORI, we did have the ability to take over an investigation when we felt the institution was not doing an adequate job. But that was a policy decision was made in about 2000, 1999, something like that, where if ORI was completely convinced that the institution could not or would not do an adequate investigation, we would have to ask the Inspector General's office of the department to do it for us because we didn't have the resources. So we do not do direct investigations. However, our oversight review is equivalent to an investigation because we have very broad authority to interview witnesses at that time, but only after we receive the institution's report and their decision letter. And we don't go out shopping for allegations. We get plenty already.
You received about 100 cases per year, and you found about 15% cases established as misconduct.
Finding about 15 a year.
So what happened to those 80% also? Are they grounded allegations?
The 100 represent allegations that we treat very seriously. But many of them we dismiss without going to the institution